3X Lex, 3X Lex, 3X Lex. All right, guys. Welcome to part 4 of the grand rollout video week for 3X Tech. Welcome back to 3X Tech. This is part 4 of the grand rollout videos. So again, we're back here today one more time to discuss audio options. So this is yet another option that you're going to have when it comes to the Excalibur Dragon Slayer audio wise. Now, I've discussed in the first video the Mauke MAN-P7, which is a pretty solid, versatile stereo receiver that has solid sound quality. I've talked about this in the first video in detail. This particular receiver can be matched with the mid-level and high-end model speakers that I've chosen here. Now, you guys are probably already familiar with the Dayton Audio 6.5-inch speakers with the 6.5-inch woofers, the Air Motion Tweeter speakers by Dayton, but the mid-level monolith speakers, which also have 6.5-inch woofers, and they have a planar ribbon tweeters, and the Yamaha 3-way speakers. Now, the mid-level speakers, the monoliths with the 6.5-inch planar ribbon tweeter, those are a solid upgrade over the Dayton bass speakers. You're going to get much better. These are the mid-levels here. Right here. You're going to get much better bass performance. It's a much better built speaker. It's much more sturdier. It's much more heavier. The 6.5-inch woofer has a much bigger motor structure and magnet on it. You get much better bass performance with this setup. The tweeter, the sound is different. To kind of expound on the sound, and I touched on this in the previous videos, but the sound of the monolith is a little different. It's going to be darker, but it excels definitely pretty much across the genres. It's much better speaker. It's a much better speaker for rock music for sure. The better bass performance. These speakers can be pushed much harder. They match fairly well to the bass receiver. You don't get as much out of them as you do with the other stereo setup and equalizer. You don't get as much performance out of them. They can't be adjusted as much, and you can't quite boost them quite in the treble area, which really benefits these particular speakers. They have a darker tone, almost kind of somewhat reminiscent of the elder Sonus Faber speakers, and but they sound great, but very, very different sound. So that is a good option, upgrade option. That option, if you would like just the bass receiver and want an audio step up without spending $260 for the top audio performance, or spending $120 for the $160 for the mid-level audio upgrade option, then this is an option realistically that you can go with for just $60. $60 extra gets you these speakers. These are certainly an upgrade. They work fantastic. They can be pushed much harder, and the audio performance is better. Now, again, it is a different sound though. A case can be made like with jazz, classical, especially jazz, I would say. A case can be kind of made for the bass speaker. It's just a different sound. They sound different. It depends on if you prefer a more light and airy sound, versus something that has a little bit more darker flavor tone to it. So it's up for debate. That said, it's definitely the superior speaker. It's better made just across the board. Now, so that would be just a $60 upgrade, and you would still keep the bass receiver, and you would get these speakers instead. They are an upgrade, but you don't have the adjustability. They don't sound as good as they do on the other stack. So, but it is an upgrade over the bass speakers, and it's only a $60 cost. So now the high-end speakers, the Yamahas here, they're a three-way design. These speakers sound phenomenal. They're very efficient, and they do work fairly well with the bass receiver. These speakers alone will be a $130 upgrade option. If you just want to go with these speakers with the bass receiver. Now, the offer opinions on that is this. They're very efficient design. So this receiver being a little bit lower powered than the upgraded stack by Technical Pro with the EQ and having less wattage, that doesn't play as much into account as it does with the mid-level speaker, because these speakers are so efficient. I mean, you can definitely take advantage. You definitely hear a difference. The bass attack is a lot better on the that Technical Pro in the equalizer setup, the high-end setup. It's definitely, you definitely get more out of it. Also, you're able to boost the treble to really make these speakers stand out. They're stock. They benefit most from an equalizer. So to get the most out of these speakers, the other stack works best. But if you're on a budget, this does still have a fair amount of adjustability here with the bass and treble options. These speakers, adding these speakers is a big upgrade alone. So if you're really trying to get, how can I put this, concert level sound, and you want to save some money, you can just spend $130 for the upgrade for these, pair them with the bass receiver, and you'll be possibly pleased with the results. Now, I would suggest going with, if you're really after high-end audio performance, I would say go with the whole high-end setup for $260. You get the Slayer stands included for free. You get the big double stack, more powerful Technical Pro receiver, 21-band Rockville EQ, and you get the high-end speaker. So for $260, an extra $260, that's an outstanding deal. Now, if you are a little bit more budget conscious, you can just spend the $130 and just add these, but you're gonna need your own stands. When you do order the high-end version of this audio setup, the Slayer can be built with a slightly modified shelving option. So these bigger speakers, these Yamahas, three-ways will fit. They will fit. So, and in addition to that, they can be placed on the stands. You're going to get, again, as I mentioned before, you're going to get the best performance placing these speakers on the stand outside of the cabinet. They work well in the cabinet, but since we're using a real receiver and you have a good length of speaker wire, you can move these speakers on the outside and connect them outside of the cabinet on the stands. You can put them on the side of the arcade cabinet or against the wall. Either way, you're going to get great performance and you're going to be happy. So, you know, that's pretty much the options you have here. You can go with the bass setup. It's going to be, again, no cost extra for this receiver, the Marquee receiver, and the Dayton Audio speakers. If you want to upgrade to the Monolith speakers, they're upgrade. They sound better. They could be pushed harder and they get louder. And they're more efficient, so they don't need as much amplifier juice to get louder. So amplifier power to get louder. So you're looking at an extra $60 here. And if you want to go with the high-end speakers on the bass receiver and save some money over the high-end setup, you're looking at an additional $130. So you have a lot of options when it comes to audio here with 3X Tech and this Dragon Slayer. Depends on what you're looking for and what you're looking to achieve. But hey, take your time. Feel free to drop any comments below or reach out to me via email, and I can tell you a little bit more about the setups in detail. But again, that's the breakdown of the different options that you have between the 3 speakers with the bass stereo setup. And I'm going to probably be doing another video going a little bit more into detail about all the specifics, sound quality wise, of the speakers, and talk about the different genres of music. I could talk about that stuff a lot, but I don't want to make this video too long. So, hey, 3X Lex out, and I'll get back with you on the next one. Peace.